We are live. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLe's Global Astrology. And thank you for joining us this evening. Of course, these two ladies here need no introduction. As we see over to my side, actually, I always have to do it this way. So that's Lady G is that way. And then if I just go like this, there we are. We've got Dr. Lena Rodriguez joining us live from Australia. And it's Sunday, 9 a.m. her time. So we've got to remember, I'm midnight my time. What are we, 6 p.m. New Mexico? I think it is. And then 5 p.m. New Mexico. And then, of course, 9 a.m. Sunday, Australia. 17 time zones, folks.
17 time zones. Are we talented or what?
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, we're used to it now, but wow. 17 time zones.
It's so funny to think when we get off, Hoagie's going to bed, she's having breakfast, and I'm having my dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true. Very, very true. And yeah, it's one of those things, but it works. So everyone, of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe, press the bell notification if you've been entertained and all that jazz. And of course, the details to the ladies' channels are in the video description below as well. So of course, please subscribe to them as well. Ladies, are you ready for the show? Shall we just dive in? All right. Let's dive in now. Quite international, this show. Of course, there'll be the American news, but just to give a little brief overview, we're going to be looking a bit at Pakistan, a bit of Russia, and a bit of France, Canada, which I'm saving to the end. And Lena, you might be particularly interested in this. Now, this is a little bit of a throwaway one at the end. It's a real giggle. But I think Lena might be particularly interested because I know one of the men in question she's definitely a fan of, but I will leave it to the end. You're in suspense. All right, let's begin. So we're going to start out. We're going to jump in our esoteric aeroplane. And the first two, so we're going to do our usual pull, and then we'll do a one-card pull on the second one. So we're going to Pakistan on this one. And if you guys have heard, I don't know if you've heard, but the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, a man called Imran Khan, very famous man, have you heard that he has just been arrested on corruption allegations, and they say they're going to put him away for 3 years in jail? Guess what? The elections are up in November. Now, there's a lot of backwards and forwards with this. Imran Khan, very charismatic leader. As we know, politics is not perfect. But from my perspective, it's looking a little bit too convenient that these charges are coming at this time.
Yeah.
But ladies, what's your response to that if you know more about the story? And let's see what's going on.
Yes, Imran Khan. He was the poster boy for international cricket, you know, in the 80s or whatever. And he was a superstar. You know, it was before the internet or anything, and he was the rock star of cricket, you know.
Yeah, I forgot that connection there. And the question here is are the charges genuine, or are the government just getting rid of an opponent?
Yes, good question.
Let's see. Are they genuine, or are they getting rid of an opponent? Yeah, very dashing character, very, very charismatic. Very, even now, I think he's probably he's still quite a handsome figure, and has a lot of charisma, Let's see, Imran Khan. Is it genuine, or is it political? Just want to get rid of it.
Wow.
You ready
I
to
can go if you want.
Go for it.
All right. I think there's money behind this. Have we ever had a topic where there isn't money behind whatever's going on? So that is not a revelation in itself. But this is dirty money in the sense of, I think, Pakistan's got its own oligarchs, right? Have put money behind, because Imran Khan always has momentum with the chariot here. And he's probably the only person who could give the current president or prime minister a run for his money. So for me, this is about, they had to come up with a deal, a compromise of how to get rid of him. In other words, I'm coming down saying, I think these are trumped up charges that are secret to put him away. So I'm in that camp. I don't know what you guys get. Let's see.
Okay, Lady G, what do you have as I click on some comments
the
here?
center of it, I have that he's facing the loss, because above it we have those charging forward and putting an end to him, wanting to put the end to him. Going into what his choices of the path he walked and his future things going forward. Above it, working on, and they didn't like his mentality. They didn't like what he was putting out. So the challenge was this new thing they put out about an investigation, because he held power and they didn't like the things that were coming forward. So yeah, they took him out.
My goodness, right. And I'll just click a comment up here from Arlene Honecker. And Pakistan has corruption issues for a really long time, and so much around the world now, as we see. And no surprise there, even the police are corrupt. Many folks have more respect for the military than the police/government. So, let's see how things transpire. The cards that I've got here. Now, this is interesting because I get the Queen of Cups in a way kind of symbolizing. And it's really interesting because I think I saw him interviewed on British television. I can't remember if it was the BBC or if it was Sky or something like that. And one of the things he was talking about, because look, here we got the Queen of Cups, but as we know, there can be many secrets in her little vial, this thing that she's got here. And what I think it is, I think they're trying to silence him, because he said, look, I've been talking with the current government. We've been, working on things, this, that, and the other. I've been transparent, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, they want me out of the way because I want to take, Pakistan in a more positive direction. According to Imran, in his words. But this suggests here that they're wanting to keep the lid on something in terms of when we think of their motivations. When we look here in the second, the obstacle card position, look, here we are. Like we're saying, that's big money straight off the bat. But as we've been reading on these political readings, we know this tends to represent the establishment, doesn't it? Or someone like the GOP or something like that. And look, it's reversed. So this is speaking to me about potential corruption within the government. Well, we know it's corrupt, but against Imran in this sense. When we look here, what's it all about? Look, quite literally, money. Yeah, money changing hands. Now, look, I'm not going to stand up and say that Imran was absolutely innocent and perfect, because let alone as a cricket player, he would have had many envelopes stuffed with cash. So let's not over his time. But he does seem to be a genuine advocate for Pakistan and does seem to want the best. But I think this is the backhanders he's having to deal with. I think some people have paid a bit of cash to have him, put away. Nonetheless, this is a quandary potentially for the government, because he is a well-known international figure and he's very charismatic. They have to be careful. Yeah, they have to be careful, because this could it could backfire. If they overcook this, then everyone's going to go, yeah, you just want to get rid of the guy. But I think Imran will persevere. If anything, them trying to lock him up like the last time will make him bounce back potentially even stronger. So they can't underestimate him. And he's very resourceful. Anything else to add to that, ladies?
No.
Okay. So we'll move on, and keeping with the theme of political people being locked up, and then we'll do some America and bits and bobs. Navalny. Yeah, let's do we'll do a one card on him. Now, have you guys heard, for those that may or may not know, Navalny, who of course was the political opponent of Putin, who was basically locked up, for over ridiculous stuff, has now been given another 19 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's just been given an extra 19 years. Now, we know that he was already considered to be in the worst prison that Russia had. Now they've put him in even the worst of the worst of the worst. This is just some kind of hard labor camp or something like that. It's probably out in Siberia somewhere. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, they just 19 years extra for what? He's been in jail. He's been anyway. Yeah. So the question here that I've asked, will this be the end of Navalny or the fulfillment of Putin's desires? Let's just, will he survive this? 19 years.
19.
So let's do a one card pull on that, and then we're going to be in the States. Navalny, can he survive this?
Oh God.
All right, do we have a one card?
Oh, is it one?
I mean, we can do a full card. We can do a full spread.
No. I think it is a one card. Just give me a moment, and I'll be with you.
Yeah, let's do it. I think as a one card, we'll.
Yeah. Will he survive?
Yes. Okay. After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. Okay. Quite interesting.
How do you
say our cards are more positive than I was thinking. Seriously. I'm using the Russian deck for obvious reasons, and this is the World card. So the fact that the world does know what is happening might save him.
Yeah, very good. And Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I think that maybe some offering may be coming when Putin's they offer something up to Navalny and get him out of there in a new position of power.
Wow.
Okay, and my card here, well, look, it's very positive. It's the victory card. So could it be he's locked up for 19 years, but then the wheel of fortune turns? Maybe something happens in Russia and he is released, because everyone can see it's absolutely ridiculous. We all know he's being locked up for political reasons, and Putin just wants to put him in a corner to die somewhere. But these cards are very positive, so maybe it's not all so bad. Oh, wasn't expecting that.
I'm surprised. I love being surprised.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that. Okay. Are we ready for the next question, ladies?
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, let's go here now. Oh, just a quick little thing. Honey Brown 24, just so you know, I'm going to save your question for Thursday fry up. Yeah, that's my new little thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to save that for Thursday fry because I need to go a bit more deeply into that one. Right. So 2 people have asked. So Pearl Ruby and Laurie Woloshin, sorry if I butchered that. They're both asking, will Trump face any consequences for ignoring the judge's rules regarding his continued threats against those that are involved in the DC trial? Will they pull him up?
It's the really big question, isn't it, of this week? He keeps doing it. Will anything happen?
I mean, he's breached it in so many ways already, but they need to really open the charges. He'll be locked up for his errant and threatening speech. You know what? When I close my eyes, Trump. When I think of Trump in this question, does everyone remember the film The Exorcist?
Oh, yes.
Remember that film? I think it was Linda Blair.
I still have nightmares.
And do you remember there's the bit where she's tied up in bed. Yeah, she's tied up in bed and she's possessed, all green and frothing at the mouth. Do you remember? And he comes like with his holy water and she's like, and then she goes to projectile vomit. Yeah, yes. And the head spins down 360. For me, that's Duck L'Orange. That's what Trump is like. He's just spewing vomit from his state of possession. And,
maybe God, he doesn't need a judge. He needs an exorcist. Yeah.
So, especially with what I've got. Who's ready to go?
Do you want to go, Lady G? Yeah.
Go for it, Lady G.
At the center of it all, they are not liking this crop that's coming to fruition. Day one, he's already at it. So going into it, they're looking at a new action to curtail him. We want to put an end to his nonsense. The challenge is moving this forward, the message of this moving and putting him out of action. I think if he continues up, they will put him in jail, take him out of commission. They're not going to play with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Lena, what do you have?
Well, they've reached an impasse here. It's so public. It's so out there that now they have to surely take some action. And it's like, where to from here? I think the judge and someone else are deliberating behind the scenes. Here she is, and she's a no-nonsense woman. If anyone can and will do it, she will. But it is a burden in the sense of the fear of, I don't think she has a personal fear of the repercussions of this, but the whole system is sort of trembling. What happens if they do something about him, and that is seen as a threat going forward. But I think it's quite positive that she might.
Someone was saying that he went after Pence today. So he's done it again already.
Yeah. He's not going to stop. They will have to stop him. And can they and will they? You know.
Yeah. My goodness. Let's see here. I'm just looking through the comments, but it's a lot of people talking to each other as well, which is great. It's just because it has its own community of its own, the chat. So like Lena, look, 10 of Wands. I get the same as well. This is odious and burdensome from absolutely everyone. I think everyone, including Trump, is exhausted. Yeah. And I think he's there on his little treadmill. Yeah, on his little treadmill. When I close my eyes, it's like he's on the hamster wheel, but it's like the screws are starting to come loose on the hamster wheel itself. Do you know what I mean? And I think even Duck L'Orange, as you know, I've been saying for years and years now, I said, he will go down as the most litigated man in history. And I think he's already there. And at some point, something has to break with Duck L'Orange, but also with the courts, because they can't keep allowing him to keep essentially breaking the law. He swore now, put his hand up, said he wouldn't be doing more stuff. But look at the obstacle position. The devil. He can't help it. He couldn't shut himself up even if he tried. We've seen already, he confesses to his crimes.
I know, daily.
Confesses because he's in a state of what? Obsession, compulsion. This is codependency as well, in the sense as well, addiction. So this is also speaking about the Republican Party as well, who seem unable to take the off-ramp with this man, where you've got Kevin McCarthy coming out with utter douchebaggery trying to defend this man. And it's just ridiculous, here we've got the Hanged Man, but in reverse. So this can mean being really, really stuck. This is a change of perspective. This is when you're like, oh man, this isn't good. And of course, this is Duck L'Orange. He knows he is in a bind, and particularly when we see it next to the Devil card, he just can't seem to extricate himself from sin. Yeah. But look here, a milestone will be reached, and it looks like there might be a bit of celebration coming. So I think with all of this, do you know what? In this context, because these three cards are so challenging and the outcome card is reversed, this milestone, because sometimes we interpret this as the White House, don't we? But this also as well could be what? Hold up somewhere. Is this house arrest, if we take the card literally, or some kind of confinement? Yeah. Because when we look here, the next card has come out reversed, which is the Nine of Cups. Yeah. So someone is going to be unhappy, and we know that this is Duck L'Orange. So when I look at this all together, I think eventually the burden becomes too great because he just keeps incriminating himself. He cannot stop. He's completely stuck in a rut. All he can do is voice things out. He's going to be confined. There's going to be some kind of milestone, maybe house arrest or some place where he'll be comfortable, but shut up. But he's not going to be happy. So,
he's such a toxic narcissist. You know, he's got to go after everyone and put himself on a pedestal. So, yeah, he won't stop.
He will not stop. But even if he's under house arrest, if he can still speak, that's not good enough. I think a gag order is more important than jail, house arrest, anything else.
I think if it's in jail, he's not going to have access to Truth or Lies Central. I call it Lies Central.
Yeah.
If he's at house arrest, he's got computers. I mean, you know, that's not going to stop him.
Absolutely. And let's hope it's something a bit more severe than house arrest, precisely, ladies, because of what you said. With Duck L'Orange, and of course, as you know, I do the Vedic astrology, but he has planet Mercury, planet communication in Gemini. These people can never stop communicating. They love to communicate. It's all about social media. We know of his heinous crimes, but the most personal punishment he will feel will be silenced, silenced, ignored, and forgotten. That's what he really, really fears. I mean, he needs to be put in jail, obviously, but anyway. Shall we move on?
Yes, and one comment that stands out to me, why are we letting one crazy man control the country? I mean, that's it in a nutshell, isn't it?
Absolutely. And also as well, I think this is where the mainstream media also have to take some responsibility here. Because you remember when he was banned off Twitter, which is now called X. My God, Elon. Anyway, do you remember what happened? Rather than just being like, he's banned off Twitter, we're not going to talk about him anymore. They went and reported everything he said on Truth Social. So the media, they keep perpetrating this as well. Yeah, his box office, I get it, but this 24-hour coverage, and this is why we're talking about him now, because they're always talking about him in the news. So, you know, these things. Anyway,
even if they gave him, 3 or 4 days in jail, he may start to get the message.
I don't think so. I don't think he's capable of processing responsibility. You know what I mean? Or connecting things. You know what I mean? It's just I've been a victim for 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the rant. He's such a victim, even more so now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, he would.
It's beyond help, especially with that devil card as well. We can see it's like a psychosis with him. It's like a psychosis. Over 1,400 with us now at the moment. Thank you, guys. That's amazing. All right. So question number 4. Now, this is a really interesting one. So this is coming from Deborah Gilbert, 12119. And she says, hi there, folks. let's see who number 6 is in the case. And she's saying, basically, is it Ginni Thomas? You know, there's the unnamed
co-conspirator.
That's it. And so they're asking, is it Ginni Thomas? So let's pull on that. And let's get Shakespeare's opinion on Ginni, because I don't think we've done that yet.
So will we do a 1-card pull? Is it Ginni?
We can actually, we've got time. We can actually
we'll do a spread on. Is it Ginni Thomas?
Oh, we're doing a whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, let's do a full spread, and then we'll ask Shakespeare,
because
she, in many ways, has been so integral to so much of this that I don't think 1 card will be enough to describe her machination.
Oh, I've just pulled 4 cards, and they're all major arcana.
Well.
Lucky we didn't go down the 1-card route.
She's too much a part of. She's very, very important in this whole thing. Ginni. She's the 6th one.
I can go if you like.
Go for it, Lena.
Okay, so the Chariot, this case is speeding up. Finally, things are moving much faster. Now, this is the Strength card, Inner Strength. I haven't got a clear vibe, yes to Ginni, no to Ginni, but I think there's a possibility that it's a lawyer who's the 6th co-conspirator. And here comes the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune here, I think, as an outcome card for a mini spread, is this is a karmic turn of the wheel. And I'm not getting the Ginni vibe so much as a lawyer, whether that's Giuliani or Eastman or one of those, but this is a big deal. That's why I think they're holding back on naming the 6th, because I think it's more significant than the driver and the valet and, you know, guys moving boxes. This is the big one, the 6th conspirator. So what did you guys get?
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, I got, no see, no hear, someone that's, of course, trying to be anonymous, but we have the details going into it. We have somebody that had been doing, I think, some of the promotion, etc. Perhaps the challenge is somebody seeing it from a different point of view and overturned, and someone close to the Trump family.
Oh, juicy.
Yeah, somebody very close to the Trump family.
Very interesting. And just to for some feedback from the live chat, here Julie McNeely said Navalny will outlast Putin. So what our cards were certainly, they were very positive, weren't they? And then someone, Mercury Angel, said when Putin ends, he will be out. Yeah, I think that is a good point. All right. Well, look, my cards here. Let me just tell you this. I don't know what Ginni Thomas has done, but I think she's gone out there and she's robbed Tinkerbell and covered herself in her dust. Yeah, because my cards are glowing. Yeah. She anyway, look, straight off, is she the co-conspirator number 6? She got the victory card straight up. So that would say to me, probably not. Yeah. Because this would imply that she's somehow, we all know how crooked and morally bankrupt this person is, but here she is, looks like she's going away scot-free. Yeah, victory card. In the opposition, you couldn't hardly even, literally her cards are really quite glowing, so I can't even really see this.
I know, it's bizarre.
It's so strange. Like, basically, she's in control. Here she is, sitting there in control. Yeah. We know she was one of the main orchestrators of all of this. Let's not forget, wands are also about passion, organizing things. The king and queen of wands, they're master organizers as well, and they inspire others into action in particular. And the King of Wands is about taking action. So we know she was well in there, well in the mix. In the middle, here's the Lovers. Yeah. So this says, yes, she was key at she was a key decision maker, because the Lovers isn't just about partnership, which obviously here she was the glue that really kind of helped hold the whole thing together, at least ideologically. But it shows she made key choices, but I think she's made key choices behind the scenes to keep herself out of the fray. However, things will speed up with the case, and obviously we'll find out who person number 6 is. I think Lena's right. I think it's probably one of the lawyers or something like that, or maybe, you know who should also be there as well? Who's the guy that was a big part of it? His last name begins with M. Meadows should be
Meadows.
You know, anyway, things will be moving forward. So Wands again, 8 of Wands, speed. And then look, 4 of Wands, outcome. So I think Ginny is safe.
I'm sad to report. Yeah.
I don't know. How else can I say it? I mean, her cards have been glowing. So I think someone else is taking the can on this one, but I would love to be wrong. Can you believe how good her cards were? Just
No, I know. I got all major arcana too. In the comments, Midas Touch, I'm sure you're all familiar with that program, says the number 6 is Boris Epstein, who was one of the lawyers. So we'll keep an eye on this.
We'll keep an eye. Although she's slithered away, it seems, shall we see what Shakespeare thinks of?
Oh, I think so, because she was a player big time.
She's so key. Whose turn is it this time? Is it Lady G? I can't remember.
Lena's. No, it's Lena's.
Lena.
This time. Yes.
All right, so you know the usual.
Ginni Thomas.
Where to stop, and we'll see what Shakespeare
and stop.
Oh, this is interesting. So I'm going to read both pages. The first one is really simple. It just says, "Oh, thou vile one." And that's from Cymbeline. "Oh, thou vile one." I mean, we could just end it there.
I know more.
But the next page is intriguing, and this is from The Merchant of Venice. And Shakespeare says this: "The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction." Isn't that interesting?
Isn't it?
I'm going to read that again, because I feel like both are bang on. Yes, we know she's vile, but I think this second bit really denotes her machinations and her ability to kind of weave everything together. So I'll read it again. "The villainy you teach me, I will execute," because we know she got a lot of people involved.
Yes.
If we think of the Jan 6th people, they executed the plans. "And it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction." So in a way, it's almost like she's taught them villainy, and they've gone to Jan 6th, to rebel, but now they've been taught better by the law. That's how I interpret that.
Wow.
And also her, interesting that, isn't it? Interesting. Shakespeare, he never disappoints. All right. Are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Somebody says their tornado warning is going off where they live.
Ooh.
No.
Where are you, Zendel?
Yeah.
Where are you at? Tornado warnings.
Such a shame, isn't it? Because we were talking about that. I think we were talking about that last week, weren't we? The storms, all the extra heat. We had a big storm come through part of the UK as well. It missed sort of like my area, but there was a lot going on there. And we've got almost 1,600 with us now as well. So thank you guys. We really appreciate you guys joining us every week. We really appreciate it. Much love. Okay, so question number 5. And this is coming from Teresa Pakulski. So she says, hello. I have been hearing Melania is getting out of Dodge. Is she? I do have a Melania question.
No.
We can do a one
I'll
card.
sit this one out because I don't. I think she left 2 years ago. I think the second he walked out of the White House, she was gone. That's my opinion, and I'm just going to leave it on the table there. So.
Fair enough. We'll do a one card pull each then.
Okay.
Yeah.
on this one, because for me, I've always believed she's had a pair of Louis Vuittons packed for ages.
Yes.
And I think she's left in all but name, hasn't she? But anyway, Melania. Let me pull a card, Melania.
Let's pull a card.
Let's pull a card. We'll do a one card pull. All right. After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right. Okay. I switched to the circus cards. Wheel of Fortune. So I would take from that, she hasn't just swanned off. I'm convinced she has, but it was to avoid some repercussions legally. You know, she did it for her own reasons, not just the end of a normal marriage to an unattractive, bullying psychopath. That would have been enough, but there you go. That's what I think.
Yeah, I see with that. She's looking for new fortune, new digs. She's come up with a new plan. Plan. Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks like as well, there might even be a bit of romance in there too. She has well and truly moved on, because of course, obviously the world card is what? Endings and beginnings and endings. And then Lady G has got the truth card, where she's just like, yeah, this is done. And look, I've got the lovers. So let's just say she has well and truly moved on. She's not cold in bed. Let's put it that way. And I'm sure she's found someone that can keep her well occupied. So
yes. Yeah.
She's out of there. She is definitely out of there.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for the next question, folks?
Absolutely.
All right, we've gone faster than I planned, actually. So we're
normal. I know we're whipping through these questions.
I know we've been absolutely kind of ripping through. All right, now this is a bit tongue in cheek. Now hold on to your seat, Lena, because I'm going to be talking about one of your favorite people here. So this question's coming from Angela from the UK, and you know we like a little bit of a saucy question in the UK. So she wants us to investigate. Apparently, there are rumors. Now, sadly, many of you may know, Justin Trudeau has recently announced his divorce. Yeah. And people have been speculating that that he may have had an affair with Melania, which is just hilarious. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
But Angela's been able to find one even more hilarious, but I just think we just have to have a dig. So she wants us to read on. There are rumors that Trudeau has actually had an affair with President Macron.
Now you're talking.
For entertainment purposes only, folks.
Oh, it's so early in the morning.
Oh
my God.
And you know what? It is
I'm
like,
intrigued.
We have to put on it because she sent me a link to what is now X. Yeah, we all know it's Twitter. She sent me a link.
Are we doing a one card?
Oh no, let's do a full. Because we've got time. We've ripped through. We've gone through so many questions, so we can do a full one on this one. Let me find you. I will find you because I took a screenshot.
Made my day.
Now I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see if you can see that. Can you see that?
Sort of.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, but look, they're French. But yes, isn't it?
I mean, this one. Let's see. I mean, like you said, they're French and stuff like that. So I want to take the opportunity before we pull, just to remind everyone. Do you remember when I looked back in President Macron's chart? You remember when I was comparing Le Pen and Macron way back?
Yes, yes.
And I said there's Uranian things would happen to him, and after his presidency, he would have to face a lot of riots, which of course has happened. But I did say there may be stories that may come out about his preferences. Let's put it that way. Not that we're judging whatever. People can do whatever they like, as we know, and we don't judge here on this channel. But let's do a spread on this. And the question here is there genuine passion in this bromance, or is it just rumors?
Okay. And hi to Celtic Sheila, who's joined us. Hi, honey.
Hello, Celtic Sheila. We're going to be, I sent you an email, so we're going to be doing a collab soon, I'm sure.
Okay. Fact or fiction?
Fact or fiction? Is there more to this bromance than meets the eye? Macron on Trudeau.
Oh, okay.
You got some, what have you got? You got some dirt there. Who's ready to go?
I can't because I'm laughing too much. So, Lady G, please.
Lady G.
Well, at the center of it, we have a mutual thing going on. Above it, trying to protect their lifestyle. Okay. Going into it, there have been maybe some judgments going on about what's being held to. We have some perhaps arguments with friends. Maybe some of them are kind of like, oh, what's going on? The challenge is the dark evenings, and they are kind of tied up with what they're doing. And messages, trying to create some new message, some diversion going on. So it looks like, they may be having a tete-a-tete going on.
Okay, let me share these cards.
Lena.
Straight off, I get the magician. How to make it happen, to manifest in some way. The Page of Cups. Boys will be boys, with a bit of an edge to it. The Fool. I think they took a risk. I'm not saying, I can't definitively say that. It's not fair on some level to do it, but I can just say from my fag hag perspective, I'm just looking at the cards, prepared to take a risk to have some form of union. And the Ace of Cups.
No, there might be something to this.
I love it. New love is overflowing.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That is so funny.
This is hilarious.
What did you get, Hoagie? I'm intrigued.
And I've just realized I got another card the same as you as well. So if we look here, so look. Either way, there is a lot of emotion between these two guys. There is. We know.
I know. What can you say?
Happiness, emotion, love, overflowing. Here it is. I mean, I saw an interview that they both did the other day, and they were both long. I mean, they were there in front of the press, but it was all kind of like. Honestly, it's the way the exchange. But look, the cards. Now, looky here. Now, in the obstacle position, I think they were both sad in their relationships. Yeah. Now we know Macron is still married, of course, technically, when he's not going to Elton John concerts, of course. Yeah. But sadly, Macron, of course, has had a bit of a breakup where he's had to walk away. I wonder why. Maybe there's something more fulfilling for him.
I'm surprised by that.
And here we are, 4 of Cups. Have you noticed how much cups? 4 of
Cups.
Cups. Lots of emotion. So this is my 3rd set of cups in this reading. So here we have the 4 of Cups. So here, this is reflection, meditation, really thinking deeply about something. When it's this way, you're not liking the options, but this is you're really pondering. Yeah. So there's some deep pondering going on here. And look, who comes back? The marriage card. Look, for entertainment purposes only, guys. What are the odds? What are the odds? This is the third time this card has come out for me, but look at it in this context. I get the Four of Wands as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which we know means what? Felicity, marriage, marking a milestone and stuff like that. And then look, the outcome card, I get Stinky Fish. So we know this card's not called Stinky Fish, is my nickname for it. But look, it's cups again. Mm-hmm. And pages are all about messages, and this can be a surprising message. So what I would say, there it is, a surprising message. So let's just say I don't think this story is quite done yet, and there could be a little bit more to this than we. But
they do make a lovely couple.
They make a gorgeous couple.
They are well matched. And out of my whole spread, the only one that I got that wasn't cups was the wands, and it's the marriage card. So, right. Well, look at this. We have ripped through. Normally, we only get through about 6 questions. So we've got time for some more. So let's have a look here. Okay. So let's go in. Someone, so Willow Nighthawk has asked, sorry, did you want to add anything to that, ladies, before?
There's nothing to add, I would have thought.
I've got to take my cardigan off. I'm absolutely boiling from all that laughing. My goodness, steamy stuff, guys, steamy stuff. And over 1,700 of them with So Willow Nighthawk has asked, how will DeSantis do in the GOP debate? Will Trump debate? I think that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Well, I think we need to change the question. Will he turn up at the debate? The man is incapable of debate as a skill.
What, you mean Trump? Yeah, you mean Trump?
Yeah. So will he turn up?
I think we'll see. We'll see what the cards bring out, definitely. But yeah, let's do a full spread. So how will DeSantis do in the debate? My instinct is probably not very well, because I think he's got the personality of a bar of lead.
Yes,
however,
absolutely.
We'll
so let's have a look.
And maybe Trump might be able to attend via Zoom from his confinement, because he won't shut his mouth.
Featuring his ankle bracelet.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
DeSantis.
Right.
When is it? Does anyone know when it's scheduled, or is it just abstract? Can anyone let us know?
Good question.
Here someone says Justin Trudeau has said before he's bisexual. Are we talking about Trudeau? And I will just refer people, if you haven't seen it on YouTube, Justin goes to Drag Race Canada, and he's the first world leader to have appeared on Drag Race. Nancy Pelosi made an appearance, but she was speaker. He's the first world leader, and it's a very interesting little exchange. I'll just say that.
Wow. And did they say that in the comment as well, that he said himself that he's bisexual or something?
Yes. Can we follow that up, please, D. Lamb? Was that someone said he'd said it, or he said it?
Exactly. Try and verify that for us. Again, for entertainment purposes only. Just if you can back that up with a bit more something. All right. Yes. But hey, the cards were very clear. The cards. They weren't clear. That way you would, and also as well, there are a lot of stuff is known about Macron, but anyway, so but DeSantis, how will DeSantis do in the GOP debate?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what we're asking? Oh,
yes.
I thought we were asking.
Start again. We've got to focus.
Oh, okay. All right. I got to redo my cards then because I was asking the wrong thing.
I know, it was so juicy, that thing. Thanks for that question, Angela, because you've just absolutely cracked us up. That was hilarious. But the cards, oh.
Well, if nothing else, we had fun with that reading.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I've got a lot of repeating cards for me. A lot. Wow. Who's ready to go?
well, I can if you like.
Go for it.
All right. The first card out is the Devil. This is the circus deck again, the Devil card. I think that applies equally to both the debate candidates, you'd have to think.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be, DeSantis, very wooden, like reading off a prompter type wooden. He can't function without notes. He can't think on his feet. I mean, this, what this is saying. Now, Trump, on the other hand, will be flying high.
Of course.
Right? So I thought at first maybe this is DeSantis giving it a go, but I don't think so. I think Trump will just eat him up and DeSantis will sink like a stone. Look, these are, hate to say it, but these are Trump cards. And he won't even have to try in this context, I don't think.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, the center of it, I have he's down for the count. Okay, he's lackluster. Can we say lackluster here?
Where's my button?
So this is eating away at his, all-encompassing worldview. It's not going to go well. The challenge is him trying to hold on, and this is his path that he's chosen. I mean, he's not going to do well at all when it comes to the debates. Falling flat on his face.
Yes.
I would truly call him no energy to Satan.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why I call him flat tire Trump. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
He just doesn't have it. And what did Trump call him? Pudding fingers or something?
Oh yeah, because of the
Now, the first card that comes out here, I don't want people to be too confused. Look at this. The victory card comes out again. But you know what? I think this is DeSantis's attitude. I think he's going in there and he's thinking like, yes, I can do it. Because he is extraordinarily arrogant, especially for someone who has no talent. So, he literally has no talent. So, but here he is wanting to go in like this. Oh, I can sort this out, whatever. However, once he gets front of that main stage audience where all of America are starting to look, people are going to be like, not sure about this guy, because it's happening in Florida already. Imagine when the rest of the United States really starts to get a good look at this guy. I think they're not going to be liking what they see. And this card, particularly when it's reversed, can refer to the spoiled harvest. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to get the yield that he wants. If we look here, look, he's got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. At least if it was the right way up, we could see he'd be diligent, working hard, getting his strategy together. This sometimes can mean like a person can be bored. They don't want to put the effort in. They're just tired. I think he's actually really quite tired of all of the criticism and the stick that he's been getting. And he's been sulking and being petulant. And of course, he went and sacked a whole bunch of people, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't think he's pleased with his team. Here he is, though. Here we are, Knight of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles, it's all about the money for him as well. But here he is, the mercenary for the GOP, going out there, hawking his wares and coming out with his tropes. I mean, this guy is so utterly ridiculous with, the whole thing. Oh, slaves got life skills. Some of them became blacksmiths. I mean, I'm not even going to say anything on that. I just can't even go there. I can't even go there. But here, look at the outcome. Yeah. This is another one. With Trump, it's the the raisin with cocktail sticks. With DeSantis, it's more like a snail. Yeah, I think it's more like a snail. He's just So here, the outcome. I don't think it's going to work that well for him, and I think it's going to be a I can't. He just doesn't have the charisma, and it's not just that. His policies have been terrible.
Horrendous.
You know.
Well, one of the comments is 45 has no platform and Satan has a terrible platform.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. You know.
Yeah. And how also as well, when you consider what dire straits Duck LaRange is in, and he's still beating DeSantis way. I mean, he really shouldn't be as far ahead as he is. And if you can't beat someone who is literally thrice indicted, then, you know, you really do have problems, don't you?
You have a PR issue, let's face it.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Anything else?
Somebody's asking me how the puppers are, and they are fabulous. They're sitting right here next to me on the ground, quiet, being good puppies, and growing like weeds.
Oh, great.
So they're all good.
And that's why
there's a comment here from Sissy, and I think we'd all agree with this. Let Trump take out all the GOP challenges, and then the DOJ, Farney, Bragg, and Letitia can take him out. Wouldn't that be ideal?
Yeah. I think that's what will happen, and to me that would be the best outcome to happen, because the fact that he is that far ahead as term the nominee, it's like, look, a plague on all their houses. I mean, the fact that they cannot come up with an alternative to someone like Duck LaRange. So let him win the nominee thing, whatever, and then he just maybe, hopefully, in time gets taken out before the. How does that work anyway? Say like if he becomes the nominee, which he probably will, and then he is convicted and then has to go to jail. How does that work?
Apparently, he can still do it. Apparently, he can run it from jail.
Wow.
So the question for another day, because we're out of time now, really is, who is Trump going to choose as VP? No.
Because that VP would then be, oh my goodness, let's put that down for next. Oh, horror of horrors. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Watch this space, folks. We will revisit that, because as we know, Trump is in a lot of trouble, and there doesn't seem to be any clause, it seems, to stop someone still being able to run for president from prison. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just as it is.
A convicted felon can't even vote in most states. But he can run for president. So don't tell me there's not another law for rich people.
Very, very interesting. Well, can you believe it? We are out of time. It went in a flash. We got a lot of questions in. We covered a lot of ground. That Trudeau stuff, that Trudeau Macron. Watch this space, folks. Either way, they're well matched.
The YouTube clip from Drag Race Canada, not normal Drag Race Canada, because what he says, I think, is very moving and very powerful. And he basically says, I'm paraphrasing badly, we talk about tolerance and intolerance. Tolerance is not enough. Why should we settle for tolerance? It's not about that. It's about inclusion and representation. Exactly. And he really gives a good rave.
Oh, bless him. Well, we see. Well, he's found a good match in Macron at the very least. So let's just put it.
Well, let's face it, they could be a power couple.
The ultimate power couple, really.
They really could. I mean, wow. But thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the show along with us. Please, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Hit the bell notification. And of course, the ladies' details are in the video below. We will be back next week. It was a pleasure to be here with you. It was, oh gosh, over 1,700 of you joining us live. So thank you so much. I think it was actually closer to 1,800, but I lost track. And thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. Ladies, I will see you next week, of course, and we will leave it there for now. So until the next time, and thank you everyone for your comments and your donations as well. It's much appreciated.
Thank you
much
so
love,
much.
everyone. Mwah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bye for now.